Eagles win the NFC East. Let's go. Cheers. Now, look, I know how this is going down and how it's happening. And, I am very happy, that we won the game. We needed it. All we need to do was win one game. That's it. Get in, blah, 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 blah. We're already in, but we need to get that number one seed and get that bye. Now, Gardner Minshew and them couldn't do it. Couldn't beat the Saints last week. Couldn't do this. Okay. Look, we win. And we escape with no injuries as of now from what we know. And I'm happy for that. I'm happy about that. Happy about that. So I'm not going to argue any of that. I'm not going to sit here and, be negative or, be a Debbie Downer and just be like, But we didn't look so great. And I just hope going into the playoffs, this is not a continuous trend. Now, we did this before in 2017, if you remember. But we had Nick Foles in. He was a backup at the time. He did really good against the Giants in a shootout, which it never should have been a shootout. Then we went against the Raiders, I think it was, on Christmas night, and barely beat them. Then we went on to the Cowboys. The final game of the season, we were able to rest our guys. Still looked like shit in the game anyway, even Foles did. So I'm not trying to put too much into this. The only thing that worries me is that in that Dallas game this year, the one on Christmas Eve, that game, we played pretty solid, and then the fourth quarter came, or late in the fourth, whatever it was, Lane Johnson got hurt. And as soon as he got hurt, of course, there wasn't a lot left in the game, I don't think. We couldn't do much. We couldn't. And I said, damn. So now we go to the Saints game, us versus Saints. It's an full entire game without Lane Johnson, and you've seen how bad the offense looked. I understand it's Minshew, quarterback, but he's not that bad. I mean, he played really bad that game, but now we go to this Giants game with Jalen Hurts, and you could tell he's not 100%. There was literally a play where it's second down and 2 or 3 or 1, whatever it was. I can't remember. I was working watching this game. That's why I'm coming here so late. And he, goes to try to run for the first down and slides before he gets to the first down marker. Actually ended up making it a 3rd and 2 because it was like 2nd and 1, I think it was, making the 3rd because he slid way before the marker. I'm like, Hurts doesn't do that. He never does that. If anything, he's the one kind of bulldozed forward. Now, I knew he was hurt right off that. Also, off some other stuff, certain throws he was making, it looked like he was off, and I was like, well, he's hurt. I was like, wow, this just really sucks that, the guy's hurt, and Sirianni said after the game, he's sore and he's hurt, that we have to rush him out there to try to win one game. One game because bums couldn't do their jobs. Some of these guys couldn't do their job to win one game without him in the lineup. Couldn't beat Dallas or the Saints. So he has to suit back up, hurt, risking a more future, a worse injury. So, long story short with that is, I could tell he was off. So I'm not trying to say bring up the Lane Johnson thing again, but then I said to myself, I just hope, it was Hurts is a little hurt. He's going to heal up over these next 2 weeks because we need it now. We need it more than ever, if you can tell. But I hope the offense, once even he is 100%, doesn't look like this just because Lane Johnson's hurt. But he will be back for the playoffs, but he'll be definitely not being 100%. Not at all will Lane Johnson being 100%. Not at all. But I remember in years prior when Lane Johnson was not in the lineup and how our offense looked. How it went from this great juggernaut thing to that. I know people say, it's only you're losing a tackle. You got so many weapons. You don't understand the impact. Me being an Eagles fan, my whole life, including during when Lane Johnson, when he's not in the games, you can literally see the difference. I think we're like 12 and 20 something. I think 12 and 23, 12 and 20. Without him, I think something like that. So I hope that ain't the case. But honestly, looking at the game, my one of my best friends, he's a Giants fan. He's blowing me up. Oh, man, our third stringers, man, they're doing this, doing that. I said, damn. I said, you're right, man. Your third stringer defense is doing pretty good. I said, your third string defense is doing better than your starters did against us. Because your starters, we put up 48 points on. But I said to myself, that's weird, though. So Yeah, no, we're banged up and this and that. We're playing our starters, they're playing their backups, but why wasn't it as easy as before? Really looking at it is because due to injuries, no Lane Johnson and this and that, but also I think our play calling was terrible. First off, we have a guy in Jalen Hurts who's sore and banged up. Even the head coach comes out and says it afterwards. And you drop back pass. Like the first drive was passing like crazy. I think it was pass, punt, or it was pass, punt, or something like that. And it was ridiculous. I'm like, dude, you got a backup right tackle, hurt starting quarterback who is playing in the game. What do? You should run the fucking ball. They didn't do it. And throughout the game, it seemed like they didn't run it at all. They were just passing, which was ridiculous. Versus a backup defensive lineman. And you got your starting offensive line minus your right tackle. It's ridiculous. It really is. But in the look of it, I feel that because watching it offensively, we called a vanilla offense. We called a preseason offense. It was literally a basic drop back offense. That's all it was. There's no way you can watch that game and think, look at it. Look, how many times in this game did we go for it on fourth down? Maybe once, I think. Maybe twice, maybe. But there were so many short yardage situations where in other games, Sirianni goes for it. He goes for it all the time. And you would think now with your starters in, and they have their third string backups in, their preseason finals kind of guys in. That's what was stated by their journalists. Wouldn't you think third and whatever, we're going for it. 3rd and 2. Or sorry, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 4. Go for it. No, he selected for field goals. And if you watch the offense in total, they were doing nothing special. They weren't doing anything that was like, all right, it was basic offense we were calling. We barely even did the RPOs. And that's our whole offense, is that RPO game. We barely did that. We just dropped back in the pass. Drop back, basic drop back, no crazy concepts. And I feel that was part of Sirianni being the way he is. He's a class act guy. And I think he knew they were playing their third stringers. And said, listen, let's not embarrass them. Let's just play, whatever. But play and not embarrass them. But me personally, I don't like that approach. I think you go in there, they want to play the third stringers, that's on them. You know what we do? We sit back, beat the brakes off them, right? And at halftime, we can take our starters out and put our backups in. But I don't know. There's so many theories to it. There's some people saying that it's that. Some people are saying, it's Sirianni not wanting to show extra film on our offense just in case there is a matchup in the playoffs against the Giants. You don't want to give them more to watch. Oh, they did this against us before, but they did this something else different against us this time, which could be the same thing. But I don't know. I don't think they looked that best. But honestly, there's no way you're an NFL fan, if you're watching that game, you can't just say, man, they're versus third stringers. They're playing like, dude, we've called the most basic offensive plays. I feel if we actually called the plays we called, like, the Stars would have been out by halftime, which I would have preferred. Also, our defense, they should have had like 3 interceptions. Easily. Dropped one by Slay. Dropped one by, was it Bradbury? Whoever was. A couple dropped interceptions. We should have had 3 interceptions. So, there's not much I can go into it about, but I would like to go into it hot, and I hate the way we ended at the end. I'm very nervous. I'm not very nervous, but I'm a little worried. We'll see how the injury report looks as we go. We got 2 weeks rest, thank God, and we get to relax. And NFC East champs, number 1 seed, the best record in franchise history with 14 wins. How about that? But we'll see how it continues. Like I said, I don't know where this goes, how it takes us, but you guys comment below on your thoughts. Let me know how you guys feel below. And also, you can find me on Twitter. You know the whole deal. But let me know how you guys feel. I'm a little worried, but I'm a little thinking like, it was kind of a vanilla offensive. Like the play calling was not, I don't know. That's just me looking at it, knowing this team and knowing our offensive scheme and system and the way we, do things. It was like, this is like watching a preseason game. Even our offensive play calling wise. But go Birds, 5-5, comment below on your thoughts, like I said, and you guys let me know. NFC East champs, the number 1 seed in the NFC. We got the bye week. The NFC runs through Philly. You bitches got to see us at the damn link. Go Birds. Peace.